songs. Guys, that's there we go. And the game. Okay. Now, uh,
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
this. Yes, I am. I am close to completing Tales of Rise. I am literally at the portal. I literally just gotta go through that portal, and I'm in the final boss cutscene. As soon as I go through that, the final boss happens. But until then, I am going to do side quests and hopefully level up. And get more money for items.
Huh? I think someone's calling out for us. Yes.
Remind me, you two are both born in this current generation friends, correct? That would put 100 years between us. It would make me kin to our ancestors. Such heaven to should respect to them. Perhaps in me. There's such respect to innocence. I can tell you one way or another, but it seems like help is. This is why I say, see, what I can't let go any further. I had a feeling this was going to happen. You always try to beat me to the punch with these. I'm surprised you object. That you would insist. The quest for knowledge requires we get our hands dirty. Exactly why I can't simply stand here let you do this. Could be losing out on value, but I agree. Oh, Doling's having a headache. What did you want? You still gonna walk past an elderly person who's in distress? Dude, you're not an elder. You're like 25. To sleep multiple times.
Really now?
Alright, what's do? Go down the surface to find and track down some environmental zoo or subject of mine. Let's see. You lost one of your subjects. Failed specimen, checked the different egg for something to dispose of it, but it seems to survive the trip to space.
What?
You threw it out into space. Cool. And you wish for us to change the job together? She's from Setsu. Never predicted it would revive on Rena. Well, on Rena.
I see. Agreed.
Handle it.
Very nice.
And by handle it, I mean I'm not gonna do anything about it.
Dohalim, the line of researchers is getting longer.
Perhaps I should have put more thought into this before.
Okay. I'll look to that a little later. Maybe before
Accepting.
I end stream.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
No, is this See if we know from audio. As the wedding is sucks. Big wedding is upon us. Then a happy occasion. Oh, it's the wedding for the knight.
Saxleo Temple.
Hey, Law. Been training?
Yeah, I guess I got a little carried away. You think this is bad, you should see the state of my underwear.
Yeah. Word of advice. You might want to refrain from mentioning
Wow,
why
why would you talk about your underwear?
Man, can you imagine Rinwell's face? She'd have a nervous breakdown.
I meant in general, but you sure mention her a lot, you know.
Huh? Oh, you know, she's always there, even when you least expect it. Springs to mind easily.
Either that, or maybe some part of you is subconsciously always wishing she was there. May the trials and tribulations of young romance never change.
Romance? Like I'd be interested in that know-it-all tomboy. I'm more about mature women. Someone more like Kisara.
You know, I used to be a tomboy too when I was Rinwell's age.
Look, it's not tomboys I have anything against. But come on, you've got to admit she can be a lot to handle.
Hey, I miss anything? What's all the fuss about?
Rinwell.
Thunderblade!
What the hell was that for?
A little birdie told me you were speaking about me behind my back.
Ratted out by the owl.
From the looks of it, I'd say you've got yourself a rival. It wouldn't be called the Spring of Youth without a little storm every now and then.
Hey, Shion. How are you and Alphen getting on these days?
That's a little out of the blue. Why do you ask?
Sorry, it's just... I don't know, I'm just curious, I guess. I mean, a lot's changed now he's got his senses back and all.
I suppose you're right. Well, to tell you the truth, if he'd been the way he is now back when I'd first met him, I probably wouldn't have gotten this involved. But then, if we hadn't met like we did, then I never would have experienced these feelings, so... I guess it's complicated.
I can imagine. I know it's not the same thing, but I know what it feels like to have someone you love who's out of reach.
Because of Miguel.
Alphen's still alive. It's not too late, you know. And after all,
Stop
who can say
what I
the
think she's
future
talking
holds?
about, but it could
I
be
think if I were you,
also
I'd
that.
take things as they come for now.
Besides, touch isn't everything. I've never touched you, Shion, but that doesn't stop you from knowing that I care about you, right?
That's true. But I do remember back when we first met, you made it plenty clear you weren't my biggest fan.
But that was a long time ago. There were lots of things I didn't understand back then. Not that that's the point.
Don't worry, I'm only teasing. I know what you mean. Thank you. And you're right. There are ways to convey your feelings besides just touching.
I'll say, cooking immediately springs to mind. And if it's someone's favorite dish, all the better. If there's something on your mind that you want to tell him, why not try appealing directly to his stomach?
You might just have a point. I'll give it a shot.
Uh-oh. If it's Alphen's palate you're appealing to, that doesn't bode well for the rest of us.
Well, friendship is about being supportive. Sometimes we just have to do our best and take one for the team, right?
Even after staying here, we never truly got to the bottom of what makes this realm's citizens tick. Renan and Danon are
Kasada's really in these skits.
To have one's own mind is strictly forbidden. All that matters is blind obedience. That might be the case now, but it can't always have been like that. There must have been something more.
Once, maybe. Question is that something still salvageable?
If it's not, we'll just have to make something new. No, not we. They've had enough foisted on them as it is.
You're right. It's time the people here had the chance to forge their own path. That's not to say it'll be easy, but it will be worthwhile.
These things take time to... What the? An ambush?
Sorry. Sorry. There was a huge flying bug and I sort of shot without thinking.
Bug? You mean like a Zoogle?
Something tells me she would have shot it, whether it was a Zoogle or not.
This realm is teeming with humid forests. It's only natural insects would feel more at home here than Menancia. In fact, I seem to recall reading somewhere that bugs around these parts lay their eggs in human food to ensure healthy incubation.
Sounds like they're tougher than they look.
What about you, Alphen? Bugs don't creep you out?
I wouldn't say I was their #1 fan. Mind you, if times get desperate enough, I've been known to eat them.
Insects as a culinary option, you say? What kind of seasoning are we talking?
Dohalim, I don't think he was talking about cooking them.
Hey, a lizard!
Just log cutscene with a hey lizard.
I never thought about this until now, Alphen. Doesn't it get hot wearing that armor all the time? You feel heat and cold again, don't you?
Admittedly, yeah. It can get pretty toasty in this thing.
Is it hard when your back starts to itch?
Oh, you bet. Plus, my shoulders get stiff wearing it, even if it's not all that heavy.
Kisara looks like she manages all right with her armor.
Armor takes a strong body and a stout heart.
Spoken like a true guardsman. Not that I really get what you mean.
The more I think about it, the more I realize what a pain it must be. Like, what do you do when you need to take a leak?
Ew!
That part can be a bit of a pain, yeah. More things to take off.
That sucks, man. Wouldn't it be easier if you
But no, it's
walk
just having to
around
stand there and
and
listen to
your armor
this.
most of the time instead?
You never know when the enemy might attack. As tempting as it might be to take it off, it's not worth getting killed over.
So basically, you're screwed if you ever get attacked while taking a dump. Right, Brunwell?
Are you doing this on purpose?
Even Poodle was not impressed. Alright, time to attend a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming. Oh, you're here. Great, let's get right to business. Waiting for you to speak.
Oh.
Aye, it's quite the gathering all have assembled. All the more reason to make sure. Ahem. Thank you for all coming. Today I wish to forego the usual formalities and ask for your blessings on a most auspicious day. Where I first met Sir Naudio and his soon-to-be wife Pikai when... This is gonna take a while. Now then, I toast the lovely couple's eternal happiness as well as peace and prosperity between Dana and Mena.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Time for the big bouquet toss. No, Shion, I hear that if you can't catch a bouquet at a wedding, you'll always be single or alone. Wait, really? Yeah. Yay. Aw.
Nice try,
Actually,
you two.
better luck
Better
next time.
next time.
Never. Why?
Wait, something's wrong.
I couldn't catch it. I'll always be alone. Please. I'm
She's
so
smiling.
lonely.
She's smiling.
Oh no. This is just like what happened before. Alphen!
I'm alone. I'm all alone.
What can I do to get her to snap out of it? There aren't any thorns this time. I've got it!
Alphen?
Shion, you're not alone. You've got all of us. And there wasn't just one bouquet either. There's also this one from me. So please, don't give up. We'll fight this together. Shion!
You dummy! That's not what I was upset about. How many times do I need to tell you not to blindly rush into things? That said, it does make me feel better. Even if your bouquet is just a weapon named after one.
I'm just glad I could help. And I made another one to go with it, so it wouldn't be lonely either.
You never cease to amaze me, Alphen. Seriously.
Oh, it is okay. A wedding cake cutter. Quest complete. The only transcendent matchmaker. Ooh. Good thing we're doing the side quests. Dolan gets a new ability. As soon as I get the SP for it.
Feeling better now, Shion?
I'm sorry I lost my cool like that.
That's... Ceremony Cake Cutter. Only those who actually intend to come back alive from battle get to use it. Oh wow, this is actually stronger than what I have. A gun modeled out of a flower bouquet, despite the romantic sounding name, at the end of the day, it's still a gun and should be treated as such. I believe did I get an armor? Or artifact? It's an artifact. Oh, EXP boost. Oh, yes! Forces Tower of Chuaga. Okay, how many artifacts was that? 6. 6 out of 23.
Don't worry. Okay. The rules of it. Oh, It's not like I have any room for criticism.
Being a grown-up isn't easy, is it?
You see anybody around here who
Oops.
could use our help?
We can't chase after every little thing.
about to start the recording. Oh well.
Yeah.
Seems like it's focusing.
Hey.
Say that. It's in my spirits itself, but don't try anything positive. After all, with everyone so scared right now, it's important for you guys to like to stand tall and keep hope alive. Let's go down the dumps. Me? Fun, I guess. I mean, stuff I saw you like that, you've gone. What did I say? Oh, yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
I remember that Neith said he was a favorite aspect.
Hmm?
Back to themselves.
Just great. I guess.
Everybody knows Zephyr. Also, apparently everybody who knew Zephyr lives and crows. New law and diapers. How old is this place?
Huh?
Can I ask you the same thing? Could I ask to talk to you? Either way, oh, I know.
Hmm?
You know the eagerly waste. It's still there when you take. Now we've managed to contain it and block off the roads when we lose sight cause trouble again. Okay, yeah, we
All right.
can take on the
I guess.
zoo.
Got it.
So it's here. I don't know. It's here.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
There's an owl somewhere.
Is this the barrier that's keeping the Zoogle in that Nath mentioned?
Looks like it. Our Zoogle pal should be on the other side.
This barrier is weird. It looks old and half-finished. Plus, he said it was okay to break.
I mean, we won't need it anymore once the Zoogle's gone, right? So what does it matter? Did they really think that barrier was enough for a Zoogle like that?
It was. That thing was sturdier than you give it credit for.
Really? So that's the Zoogle, huh? This should be a piece of cake.
Don't get careless, Law.
Alright. On manual.
I've got a bad feeling about this one.
Me too. Better keep our distance.
What was it? Only level 53. These guys talking about?
Go no further! Water! Here, water! Energy!
I'm not done! Eternal devastation! Vacuum blade! Aim for the weak spot.
I'll bash in their defense!
Ow.
Glad you have your uses.
I'll show you how useful I can be!
Target, weak point.
A chain between heaven and earth.
You're mine!
A wailing
Can't
guarantee
get out of
right
this! I'm not
Actually, we're close to beating it. By Shion. Five, don't we? There we go. And Sewell defeated.
Huh? What's a letter doing in a place like this?
Hell if I know. I highly doubt that Zoogle was trying to guard it. Still, somebody must have left it for some... Law.
Huh? What's up?
Something up?
It's from my old man. My dear son, I wonder how things will be between us by the time you read this.
In any case, I first want to congratulate you on all that you've accomplished. Making it this far requires a strong body, fine technique, an unwavering spirit, and most of all, friends that you can count on. If you have all of that, then I, as your father, have nothing to worry about. Those things together will always keep you on the right path. That brings me to what I really wish to discuss with you. As with all of us, there will someday come a time when you'll be a grown man who can and must think and act for himself. Whether you'll live in a world where blood will no longer be spilled between Danins and Renans, or when that day arrives, nobody can say. But even if peace still eludes us then, you'll have to decide how to live in this world. Listen to others with an open heart, but don't be swept away by their words. Always live on your terms. One more thing. If I ever see you again, I hope to say this to you in person, but neither of us knows what tomorrow may bring. Know this. Whatever you think of me and what I've done, your mother and I love you very, very much.
And there's nothing in this whole world that will ever change that. Your father, Zephyr.
Zephyr.
I can't believe he's only telling me all this after he's gone. What am I supposed to do with this?
Zephyr once told me that living freely meant being your own master. I think he wanted to make sure you know how he felt one way or another. What you do with that knowledge is up to you.
But that still doesn't explain why his father left that letter for him here, of all places.
Don't forget, we were led to this place. We may well get some answers if we go back to the source of all this.
Crystal flower. Alright, let's go talk to Nate. What's going on? Why was the letter there? Was it to
Looks like
make
we made it
sure
here in one piece.
Law had gotten strong enough? Look at it till you guys found the letter.
Hey.
But did you guys put it there? Nope, Zephyr did. As soon as Law ran away. He left it there just in case something ended up happening to him. He went to Law again. Well, him and Law were united. Never saw that one coming.
Hey.
I'm kidding. The thing we blame you for what happened to you. Look, I won't lie to you. It really hurts losing a man like Zephyr. Father to all of us. When you're in the business of fighting the Renans like we are, you're always prepared to lose friends. Knowing Zephyr, I'm guessing you didn't write you a very long letter, am I right? You know, when your parents met, Mom was resistance for her too. Did you know that?
Guess.
I figured it out. But she pulled out of the front lines because she had you. Would have stayed behind, protect you while your dad would fight twice as hard for the two of you. That was stealing. There was only one time your man broke it, and that was when he went to find Master. I didn't get to it before she died. It was how I know in all those years when we acted so.
No way.
Goes to show I never forget about you and your mom that whole time. Still love you both.
Damn.
I just took Dan through it all away, I guess. Man, how do you know how your father really felt about you? I don't have to think about it. One thing's for sure, I'm gonna grow up to a man both my parents could be proud of.
All right.
Good answer. In that case, I got something else to give.
This
Things Zephyr was holding on to is that's my mom's. Yours, kid. Don't waste his life. Your parents fought so hard to keep you. Yeah, I won't. Take Zephyr's ring. Law, the torchbearer. Back on the. So. Law. Parental love. Uses defense, element defense, and despite 20%. His resistance is 1,000.
You okay, Law? You seem kind of quiet.
I'm fine. Just feels a little weird returning home now that my dad's not here, I guess. Oh man, sorry. I didn't mean to bum you out, too.
So I guess that means you'll be visiting your dad's grave while you're here. Right, La?
His grave? What are you, nuts? There is no grave. The Rena would only destroy it the moment they found it.
Back before Calaglia was liberated, dead slaves would be dumped in mass burial sites. Either that or thrown on top of a bonfire. We got used to cremating our own to deny them the pleasure. Then we'd sprinkle the ashes from high up as a way of returning them to the motherland.
It's all we could do. That's the ceremony we had when my mom died, too.
But that was back then, right? Calaglia is liberated now. There's nothing to stop you from raising a true grave anymore.
I suppose you've got a point. Once you've been doing something for generations, though, it sort of begins to take root. It's a tradition of its own now.
My dad wouldn't want that anyway. Cheap and simple, he'd say. Besides, I can't treat him differently than my mom. They might not end up meeting on the other side.
I hadn't thought of it like that. Wow, imagine. The two of them reunited. Back home where they belong. They're probably watching over us right now. At one with great Dana. There's something almost poetic about it.
That's why I can't afford to screw up. If I know my pops, something as paltry as death won't
I
stop
think the
him from
skit
coming to
is
box my ears.
supposed to be after I've
Better
completed
than
the
being
game.
left alone, I guess. Better than never knowing. You hear that, Dad? I'll make you proud. You'll see.
Because when Mel said Great Dana, that's not correct.
Hey, she's pretty cute.
Who are you looking at? Quit gawking and let's go.
Ow!
I would try to take on the mantis.
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over.
Oh. Well. Okay. Alright, well. I guess the game does not want me to rest at an inn. And wants me to redo that Zuko fight. Okay. Game. Okay. Game. Oh, actually, the benefits of having autosaves.
Aw, are you tired, Hoodle?
Alright, Deep Dream. Boss. I could do that. Let me. Go on.
This came out so good.
Hey, well, luckily the autosave kicked in. Save slot 4. Yeah, the autosave's gonna be really good crashes. Okay, back to what I was doing. Let's see if we can take down this mantis.
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
I think we
I bet that one could give me a decent workout.
You're planning to fight it alone?
level 43. Okay, I could have done this a little while ago.
Let's dispose of the trash.
So I got the wall.
Aim for the weak spot. Vacuum blade. Eagle range. Incineration wave. You're finished. Dragon blade thrust. Try harder. This one's all mine. Ignite. It's wide open. It won't escape me. Death shall not be forgotten. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
You can't get out of this!
No escape! Megasonic thrust! Take this! Crush!
Bring you down.
Dragon swarm!
No dawn shall break
The
this
flame
night.
inside me yearns to be let free.
By the power of fire. This ends now.
Already half health.
No escape!
I can carve through all dawn shall break this night.
They're not playing around.
More bugles?
Keep calm and take them down.
Here I come! I'm not done! Incineration wave! Try hard! My turn! No further! Strut! Crush! Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to start.
Begin! Here! Sonic wave inside!
There you go.
To be let free! Eagle range! We've got him on the run!
Don't get cocky.
Right. Still anyone's fight. Incinerate! I'll smash you! Down on the ground! Eternal devastation!
There we go.
Kisara.
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
Now we can talk to the client and tell him, hey, we beat the mantis. It took like... What's it been?
I think it's
How long have I been playing? Like 43 hours? 43 hours since I asked for this quest.
Yeah!
Meet again. How to go with the giant seagull. Managed to get rid of it for you. Wanted to meet the man who dealt with it. Because it's the first time seeing something that big. Get the materials they're after. Yeah, some materials to use second time.
Right.
Yeah!
Giant circle. Alright, so that's everything done in Calabria. Still this one. There's fishing over. Check out the fishing.
We finally made it.
Passing was
Hey, Rinwell, tell me about your parents. What were they like?
They were kind. That's the part I like to remember. They could also be strict, though, especially when it came to magic. I never understood why I had to work so hard to learn magic. Why we couldn't just be done with it and live openly like everyone else. Needless to say, that didn't go over well. Of course, if I'd had known that one day I'd be doing this, I would have taken my studies more seriously. What about your parents?
Same deal. Run through the mill. Told constantly that training was the only way to survive in a world like this. It got bad enough that I ended up running away and siding with the Renans of all people. And now, I've got that training to thank for being alive.
I know how that feels.
The first time we met, you risked using your magic to stop me from kicking my dad's ass. You could have done anything else. You could have ignored it. So, why?
Yeah, I guess something about Zephyr reminded me of my own father.
You don't say. So, did your pops and mine look a lot like each other?
Not really. Not at all, in fact. I don't know how to explain it. I just felt a resemblance, I guess.
Wow. Well, I won't pretend I understand, but I'm glad. Your dad must have been a great guy.
He was.
the bonding.
Maybe it's the snow soaking up all the sound, but something about Cislodia always feels mysterious to me, solemn almost.
When it comes to solemnity, I'd say our own Altalina Palace is no slouch.
I won't argue with you there. Still, that azure tint of the shadows on the silvery white snow, it has a certain indescribable quality.
Indeed. It was boorish of me to even suggest such a comparison.
All I know is it's freaking cold. Still, more pleasant now that the locals aren't quite as frosty towards us.
Well, excuse me if I'm too frosty for your warm self.
Oh, come on! You know I didn't mean you. Besides, really, I'm the one who...
How about we stop getting hung up on the past for a change? Take what you've learned and put it to use in the future instead.
An unexamined past can be just as dangerous in its own right.
Better that than obsessing over it like a certain someone I know.
Kisara doesn't mince her words, does she?
I could say the same thing about one or two of the other women around here.
Tell me about it.
I think I'll refrain from commenting on this one.
Man, there's a lot of skits.
Hoodle, I've got some dried fish for you. You want some?
Forget that. Doesn't some tasty red meat sound better, boy?
Hey! Stop trying to coax him away with treats. Get your own adorable sidekick if you're so desperate for one.
He appears to enjoy being the center of attention.
Funny how things change. He and Rinwell used to be joined at the hip, or shoulder to talon.
It's not just Hoodle who's become more trusting. Isn't that so, Rinwell?
They do say pets and their owners act alike. I suppose since we've been together, I've done my share of coming out of my own shell too.
Well then, I guess with you and Hoodle, that makes us all one big happy family.
Sometimes when I'm deep in thought, Hoodle will come over and sit next to me. I only wish I could actually pet him.
Oh, you will someday. You won't believe how soft he is.
Wish I had that problem.
I'm lucky if I can so much as look at old Featherbrain without him trying to claw me to ribbons.
Really? He seems tame enough around everyone else. Maybe it's just Hoodle's way of establishing dominance?
That's dogs, not owls.
What's going on when Hoodle pecks at you?
I don't know. Like when I'm talking to Rinwell, it's like he's trying to muscle me out or something. Unless... Wait, you don't suppose I make him jealous?
Come again?
Ow! Ah, get off of me, you insecure fluffball!
I rather think they make a good comedic pairing.
Campfire.
Why are you staring at me?
I love how much amazing food we get to eat even when we're out on the road.
Me too. Especially compared to what I used to have when I was still a slave. This is paradise.
It's amazing what good food can do to keep your hopes up. Nagal used to say all the time that the power of food is subtle, yet profound.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? For whatever reason, I find I don't worry nearly as much when I've got a full stomach helping me out.
That's why you shouldn't be such a picky eater.
Huh?
She's right. You always leave food that you don't like on your plate when you're done.
Come on, what's the big deal?
Back in the day, I couldn't think about leaving any food. It was such a waste not to eat at all. You needed every last scrap of energy.
Exactly. Even when my brother and I didn't have much to eat, we all did what we could to make it taste good and enjoy what we had.
That definitely explains a lot about why you cook the way you do, Kisara.
Dohalim, I bet you don't know what any of that's like. You must be used to food being handed to you on a silver platter.
Sometimes it was gold.
You didn't shy away from that at all.
Although, there was one experience that does come to mind.
Oh?
When I first learned that the food I ate originally came from animals and fish, I was rather taken aback.
You just ate whatever was in front of you without even thinking about it?
That's a silver spoon elite for you.
Your cooking has really improved, Shion.
It's because of you that I understand what makes it so fun. I'm glad everyone seems to enjoy what I make too.
I've noticed a disturbing trend that after it's your turn to cook, our ingredients tend to run really low. What's up with that?
That is a good point, Law. There's a weird difference between the amount of ingredients she prepares and how much food actually gets served. Curious. Very curious indeed.
I don't know. Isn't it pretty normal for veggies to shrink a little when you fry them up?
Or maybe she eats all the bad batches herself so we won't notice.
Come on, I wouldn't do anything like that.
Then how would you explain the difference?
Ahem. I have a theory that I wish to propose.
What is it?
As we all know, Shion here can have quite the appetite. I imagine she often taste tests her own food as she prepares it. By my eye, it would appear that her footprints are leaving deeper impressions as of late. Far be it from me to level such an accusation, but the facts lead me to conclude that...
She's been snacking while she cooks.
And yet, she still looks so slender in her clothing.
Yeah, I'm kind of envious, actually.
Wait a sec, are you guys trying to say she's...
I'm what?
Nothing?
Nothing.
Oh my god, it's so scary.
Shion, about that fight just now.
Sorry about that. I was careless.
I didn't come to criticize you. Just please take better care of yourself.
You don't need to worry about me. In case you forgot, I can't exactly die anyway. It's like how you used to not care about getting beat up because you couldn't feel pain, and then I was the one to patch you up. It's the same thing.
You're right. That is how I used to be. But this isn't the same.
Then what do you mean? How is what's happening now different from what happened then?
It's different now.
Look, if you mean because you can feel pain again,
It's because I don't want to see you getting hurt. You're right. When I couldn't feel any pain, I put myself in all sorts of dangerous situations. I didn't listen to anybody's warnings, and I made a lot of people worried for no good reason. It was foolish. This isn't about you and me being able to take pain. I don't want to have to see you get hurt, Shion. It's too much for me to take. Is that a crazy thing to say?
No, it isn't. And I definitely don't like seeing you get hurt either, Alphen. We can't expect our enemies to show us any mercy, but I will do my best not to throw myself in harm's way out there either. How does that sound?
I'm sorry if I sounded harsh earlier. I didn't mean to. I just really want you to take better care of yourself.
I will. At least, for as long as I can.
I'll do the skip.
Hey, Alphen, why do you like spicy food so much anyway?
You know, I haven't thought about that before. Maybe because when I couldn't feel pain, it gave me that kick I was craving.
But now that you can feel pain again, wouldn't your tastes have changed?
Did you like spicy food when you were younger?
Not as much as I do now. At some point, it just became something almost like an addiction, I guess.
I can most certainly relate. Once you've had your fill of ordinary food, you cannot help but seek out more unusual fare.
I don't think that's got anything to do with Alphen's tastes. Although I won't deny that you definitely have a thing for exotic food. The stranger the better.
I just wish I could have gotten you into sweets like me, Alphen.
I like food that's dense and keeps you feeling full myself. It helps you last longer when you're on the move.
We all know you're a quantity over quality kind of...
What was that?
Nothing. I lost my train of thought.
You know, I've also noticed Shion's not really into the same kind of food most Renans are. Could be it's got something to do with the way she grew up.
That's so me. Even when I was little, I was all about food that gives me strength. All meat, all the time.
And I guess Kisara is so good at cooking fish because she can catch them herself.
I'm only good with fish because it used to be the easiest thing to get. When you work with something long enough, it comes naturally to you.
I like fish just fine, but what I really like about your cooking is how it tastes homemade. It reminds me of what my mom used to make.
Really? You know, I used to cook a lot of meals for younger kids, and they said the same thing.
When you get down to it, I guess the things a person cooks and the foods they like say a lot about the way they've lived.
Okay, that's all. I'll talk to
Rinwell, mind if we chat a little? What's wrong? You're looking pretty down. Something on your mind?
Yeah, you could say that. It's just, well, there's something that's been eating away at me for a long, long time. Do you mind if I share it with you?
Of course not. I'm glad to listen.
See, my mom and dad used to tell me I shouldn't go around casting magic. But there was one time I did, behind their backs. And when I did, Almadria showed up.
Huh?
I hated Almadria for destroying everything I loved. But what I hated most was myself. For breaking my promise to my parents. Even though I swore I'd get revenge, there was always this nagging part of me that wondered if I even had any right to do so.
Rinwell, it was Almadria who killed your family. Don't torment yourself over one mistake.
How can you say that when my mother and father died because of me?
This may not comfort you much, but I'll say it anyway. I have a feeling your parents always knew something like that might happen.
What do you mean?
There was always a chance that someday, someone was going to find you and your family. But even knowing the risks, they still taught you magic. And there are two reasons I can think of for that. First, your talent. Second, they were hedging their bets.
Huh? On what?
on you, Rinwell, on how you turn out when you grew up. Sure, learning magic may invite danger, but it would have been even more dangerous to live in hiding without being able to defend yourself. They knew what they were getting themselves into when they taught you magic. And I think they did it because of how much they loved you.
Because my mother and father loved me.
Sorry, I know I shouldn't be putting words into your parents' mouths.
No, it's okay. I used to think I would have been better off if I never knew how to use magic. And if I'm really honest with myself, sometimes I still think that. But after traveling around with all of you guys, I've learned that there are things I can do with magic. That there's a point to it after all. So I'm going to keep trying. I'm gonna try and accept it as part of who I am. I want to use it to protect my friends. To protect the future of Dana. Do you think that's selfish of me?
Not at all. I wouldn't want it any other way with you, Rinwell.
Woohoo!
We should really get some rest.
Also doing well.
Thanks to you, I was able to rest easy.
And that's what I'll stop for today. Next time, Tuesday, we'll go straight to the final boss after I buy items. And hopefully we'll complete it main story, and then I'll most likely move this to more Saturday streams and bring some Tuesdays, Thursdays. But thank you, thanks for joining me on the stream. Played some pokerogue and then did a lot more skits and Tales of Arise and side quests. And had a game crash. Hopefully no game crash on the final boss Tuesday. Thank you. And now we go wait somebody. You're welcome. It's a really cool game. Also free. Just gotta go to the pokerogue website, create an account for free, and username and password, and then you're good to go. The classic mode, be prepared to have a lot of time to complete it, because there's a lot of waves. So hopefully if you go on it, you can actually make it farther than I've done. Or at least make it to where I've gotten. Let's go raid Alpha Snowflake. Been a while since I've been a cool live on Twitch playing Fortnite. If she's got any wins. This aired. And we go.